No. There you go. Sorry about that. Jesus Christ, I'm all over the place. Thank you very much for joining me. Little impromptu stream here. Sorry about that. I just, uh, you know, just wanted to test things out here in OBS because, I'm eventually want to do the show through OBS and not through the browser, but, you know, other than that, it's just all good here. So, let's see here. Everything's good. It looks good, my end at least. Oops, didn't mean to do that again. Didn't mean to do that. So sorry about that. So yeah, we're having a massive snowstorm here, and I'm also trying to cook dinner at the same time. So there you go. Hey, Witchy. Well, we'll see about Friday because this is. I only had this set up. I may have to use the browser still. I'm just testing things out and see how they look for myself. But yeah, hey, Accord Lord, Witchy. This is just a random test stream here, so hopefully, let me see something real quick. Okay, we're good. So hopefully, this if this works the way I expect it to work, then I'm gonna use it to do the Friday show. Which, by the way, I'm still doing the Friday show. I want to make that clear. It's just that, for just for today, that I wanted to see how this looks and test it out. Oh yeah, so you everybody, if you especially if you're in the, blah, 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 especially if you're in the Northeast, make sure you stay warm because it's gonna be cold and it's gonna be colder this weekend. Whoops. So let's get rid of that. Um, let's see. We got a massive winter storm targeting over 180 million Americans from Texas to New England, with potentially damaging ice and heavy snow. Widespread snow and potentially damaging ice storm are on the table from the south to into the northeast. Here's some very latest forecast, blah blah blah. So let me see if I can see this here. Here it is. All right, here we go. Hold on. Oops, that's not right. Bear with me 1 second here. Here we go. This works. Ah, look at that. Right there, you can see it's like we're gonna get hit, and we're gonna get hit hard. Hold on, go back here. So let's see. Let me see some. No, stay there. Hold on a second. Still working out the kinks here. Doesn't really look the way I want it to look on screen, but whatever. Oh shoot, why do I keep messing this up? That works. You know what? That's good enough. Okay, so we're gonna get hit. So sorry about that. Trying to work out the kinks here still. I haven't used this like this. So this is what's gonna have to happen. That's why I want to do this now so I can work out the kinks. So let's see. A major widespread snowstorm will hammer parts of the South Midwest, Northeast Friday through Monday, with potentially damaging ice and heavy snow for millions of from New Mexico and Texas to parts of New England, which, by the way, includes New Jersey. That's where I'm doing this because, like, we're looking at least like a foot of snow here, 12 to 18 inches, according to that report for the weekend. So it's like we're gonna get hammered. We're gonna get buried. So I'm gonna drink some coffee though. We're gonna get hammered and we're gonna get buried. So if you're up here in the Northeast, especially, stay warm. I know Witchy's up here with me. Indy's up here with me. Crab. There's plenty of us up here in the Northeast, and we're gonna get buried. So hopefully you all stay warm. You all stay safe, etc. The storm has been named Winter. Storm Fern by the Weather Channel. According to weather company forecasters, Fern could affect 180 million Americans with snow and or ice, over half of the country's estimated population. Let's see. Impacts are most severe. Say that's what I don't like. Like this video's in the way. Wow, really? 12 inches? I mean, yeah, we're looking at a foot of snow here too. So here we go. That works a bit better. Because I'm blind and I can barely see the chat, so I have to make that bigger. See, we gotta work out the kinks before we actually do this. And with guests, there's even more kinks to work out. So this is not. So let's see. Let's see what these ass wipes have to say here at the Weather Channel. Because oops, see, this is what I don't like. This is like, you know, let's just do that. That's better. Hold on. No, it's not better. It's just making shit worse. Just bear with me 1 second here. Alright, here we go. Alright, that works. Fuck it.
You can see some of these snowfall totals shifted to the north. So Paducah, Louisville, D.C., Philadelphia, Millville, New Jersey, all getting crushed with very, very heavy snow. GFS is still a little bit farther south and not as heavy. This is a big difference in through here. But with the northward shift on literally all the models, I would tend to lean heavier on the European at this time. So big time cold.
La la la. Let me see this. So we're gonna get hit 15. Wait, is this inches? I hope not, because that's even worse than what is imagined. Like really, really. So let's see here. Say so my advice, and I'm sure because this I've been through large snowstorms in my life. So my advice: eat or not eat. Make sure you hunker down, get all your food for the weekend, because if you don't, I mean, because you're not getting out of the house, so it's either that or you gotta get all your food, make sure you have all your toiletries, make sure you have everything you need, because you're probably not leaving the house until at least Tuesday. And the snowing's supposed to start what, on Monday? Uh, yeah, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever. So that's where the snowstorm is gonna start. So it's Saturday into Sunday, parts of Monday here. So let me see something. Do I have? Is this? So my weather report has me snowing on Sunday and Monday and some of Saturday. So we're looking at a total of a foot, and this is not what I'm looking forward to, because I just dug out a bunch of snow last weekend. Everybody will be snowing, and which my dad will use his new snow blower. Yeah, there you go. See, so I gotta look at the positives of that situation, I guess. Hmm. Let's see here. Right now, I'm also cooking dinner, so I got rice and chicken stew going. I'm cooking the chicken now with the potatoes, but eventually I also gotta put on the rice too in a few minutes. But let's see, let's do that. Hold on. I will get back to that in a second. Let's see. You guys haven't, just give me a like. I mean, and if there's any like frame issues or any issues, just let me know in the chat. I would greatly appreciate that, because I definitely need to work out the kinks with guests. So that's something else I got to do with something completely different. So at some point, well, I'll definitely work on that. But for now, let's see. So let's get to, because on Friday and Angel in the afternoon, I will be doing a show on Friday with Witchy and Alex. We'll be talking about Donald Trump inviting Putin to his Gaza border peace thing, allegedly border peace. And also, let's see, what else do I have scheduled? Because what I set up the show yesterday and I already forgot what I was intending to talk about. So just bear with me 1 second here. Oh, right, the Trump EU trade fight over Greenland, of course, and that's going on right now because, excuse me, because let's see here. There we go. I also got to figure out how to put the chat up on screen, which is a whole other thing I got to do. So, uh, let's see. Hmm. So yeah, looks good. Thank you. I'm glad everything is looking good because I eventually do want to run it through OBS, but I'm right now, right now I'm starting out the kinks first and working all that out, and then I'll go from there. Let's see. So, so everybody's melting down over Donald Trump's speech at Davos. Davos, do declare. At the World Economic Forum, where all the rich assholes go to basically jack each other off. Talk about how great capitalism is. So eventually, I plan to do both. To run it through OBS too, but I want to work out the kinks through Angel in the Afternoon and stuff, and maybe even through Pro Wrestling Talk, because I do need to do one with guests at some point with you. So we got to figure out when, so we can kind of do a live stream kink working out type of stuff with you, Witchy, at some point. So we're all a bunch of rich assholes in Davos at the World Economic Forum. Donald Trump is not giving the standard speech, so everybody's freaking out about it. So let's see. Where are we? You know what? I can probably cover that now. Oh, definitely, Lady Alex. Sociopaths. Yeah, they're all sociopaths. Also, apparently, Trump confused Greenland with Iceland multiple times, and everybody's freaking out about that. So I could use this as an example here. Uh, uh, Cyrus Jensen Jansen claims Trump doesn't have the mental capacity to lead the U.S. to speak this incoherently and mix up Iceland with Greenland when this is the number one geopolitical threat facing the U.S.-EU partnership is wild. Trump is losing, and his allies are shifting to other countries rapidly. So they're very angry that the president is confusing Iceland with Greenland. I don't really care personally, but everyone's freaking out about this. It's not the only tweet. In fact, Iceland is trending right now on Twitter, so they're all freaking out. Um, so let's see how bad this sounds here.
Decades. But the problem with NATO is that we'll be there for them 100%. But I'm not sure that they'd be there for us if we gave them the call.
Sure.
Gentlemen, we are being attacked. We're under attack by such and such a nation. I know them all very well. I'm not sure that they'd be there. I know we'd be there for them. I don't know that they'd be there for us. So with all of the money we expend, with all of the blood, sweat, and tears, I don't know that they'd be there for us. They're not there for us on Iceland, that I can tell you. I mean, our stock market took the first dip yesterday because of Iceland. So Iceland's already cost us a lot of money. But that dip is peanuts compared to what it's gone up. And we have an unbelievable...
Well, we have unbelievable. What was what? Greenland, right? I'm fell asleep. Yeah. So Trump really does sound like, let me fall asleep. Drink a cup of coffee. like I'm doing. I barely got any sleep last night. Here's my cup of coffee. This is my third one today already. So, do something. Take some Adderall. Here, in fact, I got some right here. Take some, Mr. President. Here. I got many here. I'm not sure you guys can see it here, but I got many here. So, drink a coffee, take some Adderall, do something. But this sleepy, I'm gonna start calling him Sleepy Trump, like Sleepy Donald Trump, Sleepy Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe Biden. He's gonna be Sleepy Donald Trump now. Uh, Cheesecake. Unfortunately, I'm a diabetic, so I gotta be careful with sugar. A type 2 diabetic, but yeah, I mean, I would love to have some cheesecake, but oh, so we got more embarrassment from Trump. Let me see what he says here.
Doing it, I'm helping Europe, I'm helping NATO, and I've until the last few days when I told them about Iceland, they loved me. They called me daddy, right? Last time. Very smart
What?
man said, he's our daddy. He's running it. I was like running it. I went from running it to being a
What did
terrible
he
human
just
being.
say?
Loved me.
Oops.
Oh, and I've until the last few days when I told them about Iceland, they loved me. They called me daddy, right? Last time.
They called me daddy. Sorry. Iceland called you daddy. Huh. Wonder why that is. Really? I mean, I think Trump may have some kinks there that maybe that's TMI, Mr. President. Let me see. He'd actually
They loved me. They called me daddy, right? Last time.
they called me daddy.
Very smart man
Apparently this is real, Lady Alex.
said, he's our daddy. He's running it. I was like running it. I went from running it to being a terrible human being.
So Iceland called Trump their daddy, and now he's a terrible human being. Like that is kind of embarrassing. I mean, shit libs are kind of right there. That was pretty embarrassing. Yep. We are fucked. Yep. Yeah, I mean, I laughed at her because I couldn't believe it. This said Trump on Greenland, Iceland. They love me very much. They called me daddy last time. Very smart man said he's our daddy. He's running it. It's like that can't be real. No, this is not AI either. Apparently, this is what Trump legitimately said. So there you go. Let's see, daddy. Mm, let's see. Anything else Trump said on Greenland? Let's see. So a demented Donald Trump confused Greenland and Iceland as a silent crowd watches in horror as the President of the United States humiliates himself, slurring badly and visibly disoriented. He was not really slurring and disoriented, but he was definitely like low energy, like three. Because I'll tell you something right now, Trump is not getting impeached, and there's no 25th Amendment coming. I don't care if people say about, well, we need the 25th Amendment or we need to we need to impeach him. Because the Democrats, if they take control of the House, they probably will impeach him, to be fair. But um but there's no way that the Republicans in the Senate will convict. And even if they do impeach him, let's say Democrats control the Senate, you need what, 67 or 68 senators in order to convict him to remove him? That's not gonna happen. Because if Democrats control the Senate, it'll be by one or two seats, barely, if they're lucky. So, no, that's not going to happen. It's there's at least 3 more years unless he croaks. Unless he croaks, then no. But other than that, I mean, it's at least January 2029. And then my prediction, you look forward. You're not looking forward to this, but this is my prediction that Gavin Newsom is going to be the next president of the United States. And January 2029, he'll take office as the what 49th president, 48, whatever the hell it is, 48th president in the United States. So he's next. American Psycho Gavin Newsom is next. The reason why I call him American Psycho because Gavin Newsom looks like Christian Bale of American Psycho. That main character, what's his name? Jason Bates, something like that. I forget right now, but I'm sure you guys in the chat know who I'm talking about. So let's see. My son is over. His mother-in-law is trying to fix the heater. In fact, the heater here doesn't really work either. I'm not complaining because I don't really get cold, so to me, as long as I'm inside, I'm fine. I'm not getting cold. In fact, I have the window open here right now. So, in my prediction, we all shall remain fucked. Well, yeah. I mean, no matter who it is, but right now, I mean, as of now, that is my prediction that current California Governor Gavin Newsom is going to be the next president of the United States, and there isn't much that can be done about it. Let's see here. Everyone's freaking out about this Trump speech, and I found it hilarious because it's the way how he's embarrassing and he's like, what? That's all it was. It's like these same liberals who talk shit about Trump defended Joe Biden up and down, like over and over again. And somehow now, Trump now it's an issue that Trump is having these mental issues allegedly, even though what I see is just an old man that fell asleep a lot. No, it's alright. I'll see you Friday, Witchy. Don't worry about it. I know you have to work and stuff, so let's see. Let's see, what is this one? Trump, in a rambling speech at Davos, said he won't use force to take Greenland, which he mistakenly called Iceland 4 times. So blah blah.
We probably won't get anything unless I decide to use excessive strength and force, where we would be, frankly, unstoppable. But I won't do that.
I won't
Okay?
do
How
that.
everyone's saying, oh, good. That's probably the biggest statement I made because people thought I would use force. I don't have to use force. I don't want to use force. I won't use force. All the United States is asking for is a place called Greenland, where we already had it as a trustee, but respectfully returned it back to Denmark not long ago after we defeated the Germans, the Japanese, the Italians, and others in World War II.
We gave it back. If I remember my history correctly, that's not really true. We never actually quote unquote owned or took Greenland. It always belonged to the Danish, and we do have a base there right now. If I remember correctly, we do have a military base in Greenland. So yeah, I don't know why Trump is insisting on taking Greenland and lying about it too, or mistaken, let's say at the very least, because my history isn't exactly on World War II in particular when it comes to Greenland is not my best, but I'm pretty sure we never actually took Greenland. But I could be wrong about that. As far as I know, we never actually took Greenland. So let's see. There's not 25th Amendment's not happening. He's not being impeached. I mean, Trump is our nightmare, our collective nightmare for the next 3.5 years, or 3 years actually, because he's leaving office January 29. So it's 3 years. So it's our collective nightmare. So we all have to deal with it. So I don't know why there's people constantly calling for impeachment or all this other bullshit. It's not gonna happen, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see. 25th Amendment now is trending on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. Very embarrassing because it's not happening. So no matter no matter how much they wish for it, they wish cast it, it's not happening. Now let's see what else here. Wow. Hold on. So I'm gonna. Oops. Hold on. Alright, I'm gonna take a break real quick. I do have to put on the rice. I'm not going anywhere. Just going to a break screen, and we'll be right back. Hello, hello, hello. All right. So we're back. Yeah, I was able to put on my rice. So uh, let's see here. What's been going on here? Let's see. Yeah, so pretty good, pretty good. Looks good. Let's see here. Thank you. If you guys haven't already, make sure you give me a like. Let's see here. I'll probably be with you until around 3:30. Just to make sure everything looks good and sounds good. 3:30 Eastern, I mean, because I mean, there's different time zones here in the audience and stuff, I'm sure. So it's like, let's see. Oh yeah, I mean, arroz con hot wings or rice with hot wings are pretty good. So I would definitely recommend that. Let's see. Hot wings or regular wings, whatever how you want to put it, but oh, this is alleged breaking news here. I don't know how much to believe this, but let's see. President Trump announces formation of a framework for future Greenland deal after meeting with NATO chief. Removes threat of tariffs. Markets rebound strongly. Davos sighs with so hard with relief. Fears of instant avalanches. Let's see here. Let me see. Bear with me 1 second here. I have to work this out. Uh, You know what? I'm gonna have to cover it up like that for now. Hey, Natalie. Thank you for joining us here. There we go. So I'm just gonna read it like that. Hopefully people can see it. If not, hold on. Let's see. There you go. Let's do it like that. There you go. Based on a very productive meeting that I had with Secretary General NATO Mark Rutte, we have formed a framework of a future deal with respect with Greenland, and in fact, the entire Arctic region. This solution, if consummated, will be a great one for the United States and all of NATO nations. Based upon this understanding, I would not be imposing tariffs that were scheduled to go into effect February 1st. Additional discussions are being held concerning the Golden Dome as it pertains to Greenland. Further information will be made available as discussions progress. Vice President J.D. Vance, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, and various others as needed will be responsible for the negotiations. They will report directly to me. Thank you for your attention to your matter. President Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. Yeah, so that's the new excuse, actually. The reason why we need we need Greenland. Because the whole story about oil and minerals went away quickly. Because so now the new excuse is the Golden Dome. We need full control of Greenland in order to do the Golden Dome, which everybody says is impractical. But Trump is still insisting on no, we can actually do it, and we will do it. So yeah, that's the new excuse. Let's see. So why the hell is this? No, no. Okay. Let's. Well, yeah. Yeah, I was putting on rice. That's why I disappeared for a few minutes. But I'm here again. I'll be hanging around here till 3:30 at least. So far it looks good, and everybody says that it sounds good, or so sounds good. Wait a minute. Oops, wait a minute. What did I just do there? Oh, losing. Was Greenland promised to Trump 3,000 years ago? I don't know. Do I have a rice cooker? No, I just put it in one of these pans and just cook. I mean, that's all I really do. In fact, let me see if I could hold on a second. Video capture device. No, I technically I could, but I have to download. Never mind. I would just have to download something else there. But Trump has a hole in his dome. Most likely, I'm not gonna sit here and say no to that. Let's see. No, talking about that. Hmm, Wait. Okay, I don't want to screw this up. I've reached 100 messages today with Restream chats. That's the Restream bot or what the hell that is. But all right. So, in fact, let me see this. Yeah, it's oops. My mistake. Okay, so yeah, apparently there's not going to be any there's not going to be any tariffs and there's not going to be any invasion of Greenland. Of course not. 2 parts water to 1 parts rice. Throw in veggie bouillon and cube in for flavor. So, yeah, I mean, I do that. Wait a minute, did I just disappear? You guys hear me? Hold on. I know what it is. Uh, hold on a second. Cancel that out. I think I fucked up my video here. Oh, it looks like I'm okay. My video froze for a second. I'm not sure if you guys noticed that, but my video froze. I just noticed that. So I'm like, and I was talking, and I'm like, what the hell's going on there? Why did it just freeze? Let's see. Let's get rid of that. Hmm. All right. So let's see. Lower, 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 lower. Hold on. Why did it just? That makes no sense. Why did it just do that? Because I just. Hopefully they'll allow it now. I don't know why it just lowered itself without doing anything, my mic. Because I went over to the mic settings and it was lower. It was like, yes, I remember Witchy. So we're gonna be doing the pro wrestling talk on Sunday at 8 or 7 because we're watching Saturday night's main event this Saturday at 8. So we're not gonna be on. So I'll be with Witchy over here, hanging out, watching the show. Hopefully it's not too bad out there, but hopefully it's not too bad, but where is huh, great, that disappeared. Hold on. Alright, there we go. So yeah, I'm still kinda working out the kinks here. Uh, Trump claims they say he's a horrible dictator type person. I'm a dictator, but sometimes you need a dictator. Oh my god, these shitlibs are gonna freak out over this. So let's.
We got great reviews. I can't believe it. We got good reviews of that speech. Usually they say he's a horrible dictator type person. I'm a dictator. But sometimes you need a dictator. But they didn't say that in this case. And no, it's common sense. It's all based on common sense. You know, it's not conservative or liberal or anything else. It's mostly, let's say, 95% common sense, and that's what we had.
95% common sense. Now he's claiming that sometimes you need a dictator. Oh, liberals are gonna freak out. They're gonna freak out so much over this that I'm gonna laugh my ass off. Yes, he is. I mean, I don't know how. I don't know how if you're a Republican you can defend this. So we got the man who invented the internet, Al Gore. He's gonna react to for some reason he's at Davos. He's the man who invented the internet, so as we all remember, we have to thank Al Gore for the internet. Let's just do that. You guys don't need to see my tabs, but let's see what the man who invented the internet says about Donald Trump.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for standing obviously outside the room, and I would love to know what you thought of the president's speech, given you were obviously a very prominent U.S. Policymaker, and what did you make of hearing it from the U.S.
What?
perspective?
Al Gore is a policymaker. That's totally made up. What is he? He's the climate guy. It's totally made up. I mean, he's a VP, and then he's not. Oops. He's not a climate. He's not a policymaker.
Given so many of the European friends that are in the room.
Well, I think it was a classic Trump performance. I would hate to be the fact checker that had to go through that speech, but I think
Who cares about fact checkers? Checkers. Nobody cares. No, nobody is. Oh my God! What do the fact checkers think, guys? We gotta talk about the fact checkers. What do they think, right? Nobody cares about that. No one gives zero fucks about that. I mean, yeah. Only shit lib professional liberals obsessed with facts cares about what the fact checkers have to say.
there was one element of the speech that I would interpret as a positive. I think perhaps because of the stock market's reaction yesterday, he appeared to back down from his previous threat to use military force.
Well, that is true. That part is true. I mean, once Trump talked about using military force to take Greenland, and he talked about what did he talk about? He talked about using military. Oh, the tariffs. He talked about military force and tariffs. That's when the stock market lost over $1 trillion in value in one day. Immediately, as soon as that happened, today in Davos, I do declare, Donald Trump backpedaled and now said, "Oh, I would never take Greenland by force. And oh, by the way, we have a deal so I can eventually acquire Greenland. So we're all good, right?" And the stock prices, started rising again. Stop listening to Al Gore when there was still polar ice caps in 2010. Yes, exactly. I mean, he did that movie. What was that movie called? An Inconvenient Truth, which we all were forced to watch when I was in high school. It's a terrible movie. I was bored, and at the time we were all like, "Oh my God, global warming propaganda, ladies and gentlemen." And now it's like, really? So now you expect me to believe this bullshit today? So there is climate change real? Probably. Is it as bad as they make it out to be? Probably not. So they overreact. Um, hold on. Let me see. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, I'll definitely check out this article. Lady Alex. I mean, not right now. Maybe I'll read it and looks interesting. There's something to cover on Friday's show with Witchy and Alex. Pretty long one, but I'll definitely thank you for the article. I'll definitely definitely cover this on. I got to wrap up in a few, so thank you for the article. In fact, if you guys want to send me stuff for to cover on the show, if you guys find it interesting, and I'll find it interesting, I'll definitely cover it. So I've been meaning to say that, but I always forget. So I'm glad you sent me this. I'll definitely probably look at this more and then cover it on Friday. So where was I? Ah, right. The man who invented the internet.
To acquire Greenland. And if I'm interpreting that correctly, I think that's a good thing. It was, of course, crazy that he would do such a thing in the first place, but I think he backed down, and that's good.
So you directly tie him making the clearest statement yet that the United States is not going to use military force to take Greenland. You think that's because of what happened in the stock market yesterday?
Oh, I can only speculate. I can't.
Of course it is. You don't need to speculate. It's exactly why Trump backpedaled from that. The stock price went, everyone's stock price went down. The stock market lost over $1 trillion in value in 24 hours after Trump made the announcement that, "Oh, we're going to take Greenland. We're going to take it. We're going to invade it. We're going to, take it ours. We're going to steal it. We're going to take the oil." Actually, I'm sounding more and more like Trump now. But you get the point, after that is like $1 trillion lost. Oh shit, I'm sorry. Let me now backpedal and say I would never. No, we would never do that. We would never do that.
I don't know what's inside his mind. It would be quite something if I could see inside his mind. But many people have speculated that the bond market and the stock market really have a lot of influence on him. And when it goes down almost 900 points, and people do interpret it as a sell America trade, that may well have been the reason he backed down.
What? All I see is Jackson Hinkle in a wig talking to Al Gore. No, I can't unsee that. Thank you for that. Hold on.
It may have also been that a lot of people who are close to him, who are more tethered to reality, convinced him that he had made a mistake.
And can I get your take on what the president had to say about essentially when Denmark was being occupied by Nazi Germany and the United States was putting military bases on Greenland? He was essentially arguing that the United States has a right to Greenland. Is that how you see it as a former vice president?
No, not at all.
No, not at all.
When the United States was attacked on
What's with the cadence of all these politicians or former politicians? They talk like this. No, I don't see it like that. Like Al Gore's not that old. Is he that old where he kind of talking like this? No, I don't see it like that. I
9/11.
like talk like a normal person. Like, no, I don't see it like that because blah 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 blah. Don't does he need coffee? Does he need Adderall? Because I have both. I got plenty of both. So come on, let's andale arriba arriba arriba. Let's go.
Denmark immediately responded as part of NATO and had more per capita casualties than any other member of NATO, defending the United States.
No, of course not. It's not important, but I'm making fun of Al Gore here, like andale arriba arriba arriba, like Speedy Gonzalez. Come on, give me something, give me some energy.
NATO has been a tremendous foreign policy achievement for the United States. As our effort
About fuck NATO. I don't care about NATO. I want nothing to do with NATO. Europe should be responsible for their own defense. How about that? Like, NATO is a very important accomplishment of the United States. Yeah, 80 years ago. Like, we're in 2026. Russia, the Cold War's over. We won. Or at least the way I understand history, we won the Cold War. Capitalism won. So what's the point? Why are we still funding NATO of 60% of their budget, or whatever number the US government's funding right now? It's our tax dollars. No, we don't need to be defending Europe anymore.
to build up other alliances, to establish the rule of law, a rules-based order. All of that has benefited the United States enormously. And to try to take a wrecking ball to these alliances the way he took a...
Good. I'm glad Trump is doing it. He's not going to do it. He's not going to get rid of NATO. He's not going to do anything like that. But I'm glad he's scaring these people. It's like, oh, I can't believe he's trying to get rid of NATO. It's outrageous. It's all the work we've done in the last 80 years to screw people over. What? Did I just say that out loud?
Wrecking ball to the East Wing is literally...
Oh, that's another thing. I forgot about that. Taking a wrecking ball to the East Wing. How dare he destroy the East Wing of the White House? What was the point of the East Wing? Is it? Well, was that the First Lady's office? I think that's where the First Lady offices were at. Her staff were in the East Wing. Who cares? Who gives a crap? Like, why are these institutionalist excuse me, institutionalist liberals complaining about the East Wing. Who cares? Who gives a fuck?
Really insane.
He argued that it would actually make NATO more secure. Is that how you see it?
No, of course not. It's ridiculous.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ah, well, this is a good. No one gives a shit about Al Gore. He's been saying the same stupid shit for 25 years and is wrong about everything. The fact that you tried to make this an own, despite how irrelevant he is, makes this much more funnier. Oh, Democrat wins media. No wonder why. This is a shit lib pro Democrat account. So let's see. Look at this bullshit. Look at this. Like the insanity of that. The insanity of that to me is just astonishing. How big the storm's going to be this weekend. We're going to be buried inside our house or our houses, especially if you live in the Northeast. So make sure you have plenty of coffee, plenty of hot cocoa, plenty of food. Stay warm, especially if you live in the Northeast, because we're going to be buried under snow. And if you have a car, you're going to have to dig it out and dig out your house. Make sure you can get out. Hey there, Lurie. I mean, I could barely see the chat because it's so small, but I have to have it that small. Lurie, yeah, right. How you doing? Give me a like if you haven't already, guys. I'm out to wrap up in a few, but yeah, I'm looking forward to economically crippling snowstorms. Oh, I don't know whether it'll be crippling economically, but it's gonna be bad this weekend. So let's see. So this Friday, Angel, in the afternoon, we're gonna be talking more about Trump and Greenland. And, I'm going to provide that update, of course, that Trump is backed away from the tariffs, as of course he would. I mean, the stock prices went down massively. The EU is already threatening to cancel our trade deal with them. So, of course, that made not forget about Trump. That made his donors very nervous, and he immediately backpedaled, as um as we suspected. So let's see. And we'll also be talking about Trump and his Gaza board of peace on Friday more, which is total bullshit because, as everybody knows, Gaza is what's a Gaza peace board. All it's gonna do is like rubber stamp whatever Israel wants to do, anyways. So what's the point of that? And Trump also invited Vladimir Putin to his board of peace to be a part of it. So we'll see what happens there. We'll talk about that on Friday as well. Let's see. We'll talk about the NFL player that was fined because he wore a an anti-genocide message on his face, on his eye face here in the NFL. Meanwhile, the NFL allowed a guy to wear pro-Israel cleats a couple of years ago. Didn't fine him. Didn't do anything about it. Let's see. So I'm also gonna touch on the New York Pension Fund ignoring Zorhan Mamdani's order. Hold on, let me say exactly what this is. New York pension fund may invest in Israel despite Gaza genocide, defying Mamdani. So of course, Mamdani, is a New York pension fund has very little respect for this man. I'm not sure how it works exactly in New York City, where Mamdani gives an order, but the pension fund is allowed to ignore it. I don't know exactly how that works, so maybe you guys can let me know how that works because I don't live in New York City. I don't have a pension in New York City. Maybe I should get David on this and have him come on at some point to discuss this because I don't know exactly how that works and why Mamdani be able to ignore that. But let's see here. So we got a lot to talk about Friday. A lot of this may not be relevant anymore that I have to cover on Friday, so I may switch some things up, but for the show. But let's see. I'm definitely covering that article. That Alex gave me, shadow boxing with ghosts. Interesting. That'll definitely be discussed as well. Thank you for that. Let's see here. So yeah, hold on a second. Just bear with me 1 second here. So if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Make sure you check out INN News with Reef and Colin. That'll be tonight at 9 o'clock. I'm pretty sure they'll be doing that show tonight. Uh, ooh. And Thursday, I guess Indy has some sort of interview lined up for Thursday night, so make sure you check that out. Um, Angel in the afternoon, I'll be with you guys Friday at 7 with Alex and Steph Witchy, and we'll do pro wrestling talk on Sunday instead of Saturday because of the show me and Witchy are watching Saturday. Thank you for subscribing, um, Alex. So yeah, make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you check out all the other. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to do that at all. That was screwed that up. Uh, Hold on. There you go. Thank you for subbing. Let's just do that. That's easier. I could see it better, anyways. So yeah, make sure you guys do that. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. I smelt the rice nearly burning, so I had to go take care of that. So yeah, we'll talk about that. We'll talk. There's so much more to talk about Iran. Can't forget about Iran. What's going on there? Because there's an obvious color revolution going on in Iran. I'm sure we're gonna definitely. I'm definitely bringing that up. The U.S. is also stealing more Venezuelan oil tankers. I mean, how many oil tankers do we need, right? I mean, it's just ridiculous at this point. Hope you guys aren't hearing this music, but I gotta go anyway. So, let's see here. Love all this. Want to thank everybody for checking out the stream, this impromptu test stream that I'm doing here because we have to, and I have to make sure everything is working properly before, because eventually I do want to run the show through OBS. So, and it looks like it's working here. Oh no, thank you for the donation, Alex. I greatly appreciate that. If you guys are interested in donating, those my links are in the description box below. If you guys are able to, please appreciate any little thing because I do need a no, thank you. There's some things I do need to improve the show, like a new like a Wi-Fi booster, because I think in the bedroom that I usually do the show at, there is like a what's it called? Like a not a dark spot, but a dead spot basically where my Wi-Fi doesn't connect properly. So since I'm not really doing it in the bedroom that I normally do it in, so which is why I think it's part of the reason why um part of the reason why I'm having issues with Angel in the afternoon there. But I do need a Wi-Fi booster at the very least. So if you guys are interested in donating, helping me out because I am between jobs until at least the beginning of next month, so I start another job. So anything, greatly appreciated. If you prefer, yeah, if you prefer to donate to INN, those links are their links are not there, but they're Give me. Hold on, let me see if I can load it up here real quick. Bear with me 1 second here. INN image. Oops, I can't spell. Uh, Here we go. So there we go. So you can do Cash App, cash.app/$ Indian News Network. You can do Kofi, like Alex just did. For me personally, Kofi-fee.com//Indian News Network. You can do PayPal, paypal.me/Indian News Network. You can, if you want to donate monthly or yearly, you can do it at Patreon. at our Patreon, patreon.com/Indie News Network. You can do you can do it through our website. You can donate at indienewsnow.com, and you can do it through Substack. You can do innewsletter.com or indiemediatoday.com. So there's plenty of ways to give to the network, and uh, get rid of that. Here we go. There you go. So yeah, make sure everybody stays safe and stay warm. Hope everybody has a great rest of their week. INN News will air tonight at 9 o'clock Eastern. And make sure you guys have a great weekend. Stay safe. Have a nice weekend. I'll see you guys Friday for Angel in the afternoon, 7 Eastern, where we will hang out more and discuss that and discuss the things I just talked about. We're going to discuss and maybe more breaking news throughout the week. So I'm feeling nappy. I think I may cuddle up with Itty Bitty for a few winks. See you on the flip side. Yeah, sounds good. I'll see you. We'll see you Friday, guys. Have a nice weekend and peace out. I gotta finish cooking anyway, so I definitely have to go. Send my hot wings. Okay, send you hot wings. There's your hot wings. But let me finish up cooking here, and love you guys. Links are down below in the description box. You guys interested in helping out? Have a nice day, Lurie. Check out INN News 9 o'clock with not Indy, Colin and Reef. Sorry, I always say Indy. Like it's not Indy. It's Colin and Reef. 9 o'clock Eastern. I'll be in the chat, so I expect to see you guys there.